Hey everybody, PDC here, and we are back with another game for the CALLOUS Cup. This time it was a very anticipated one of ABR versus M-Dragon. M-Dragon is known as one of the greatest, not just ADV players, but players of all time, although he is specifically known for his Gen 2, 3, and 4 and 5 prowess. M-Dragon is also known as the godfather of ADV for building quite literally everything before anybody even had a chance, because all ADV teams actually were built by M-Dragon in the first place. Then you have ABR, who is a new gen player, but who is obviously top player, etc., who is trying his leg in ADV. And of course, obviously both of them are good players. And while there may be a knowledge gap, and maybe a slight skill gap in the gen between M-Dragon and ABR, I think in general this is a very interesting game. Of course, I wish I could have recorded these live, but this happened a fefew hours before they scheduled for, so I was unable to catch it. So I'm going to be doing replays again. Again, I do know the results of the game, and I'm going to be commentating it as if I don't. So let's begin. So, we're going to see a Zapdos lead, Thor, from M-Dragon, and a T-Tar lead from ABR. This signals it can be literally anything. But T-Tar, obviously, Sand is important to ABR if he wants to get up immediately, which means he may be running some type of TSS. And the Rock Slide doing 14 to that Metagross, at least hints that this is probably going to be a Skarmory, or, oh, there's the Fire Blast. Okay, alright, so there we see the Fire Blast, and then we're going to see the Mash, and Tar's going to die. So, let's see what, okay, so if that's Leftovers Metagross, then, obviously that's going to be our offensive T-Tar, and we're going to see a Dugtrio come out from ABR, and right away I think M-Dragon probably has an idea about what type of team this is. It could potentially still be a type of TSS, but, one second, I have to pause there for a second. It could potentially be some type of TSS, but lead Mixtar plus a Dugtrio very heavily indicates that this is a Calm Mind-based build. ABR is going to probably, yep, there's the Celebi, and M-Dragon is probably going to, okay, it was either T-Bolt or B-Pass, and he opted for B-Pass since he had it. And he's going to go hard T-Tar. Now, ABR really can't go hard Dug here, because if this is, HP Bug, Dug cannot kill Tar from 100, no matter what it does. And ABR is not risking his Calm Mind Celebi to an HP Bug. It cannot even 2 a KO most T-Tars or Giga Drain, so there's really no way that ABR is going to either switch to either Dug or keep Celebi in. So chances are he's probably going to go to a Coon, or I assume it's going to be Coon that comes in. Oh, we see a Pursuit from M-Dragon. That's going to do a 60, that's going to do 2/3 of Celebi's health, and in comes the Coon. So, the last Muns on ABR's team, I think this is kind of self-explanatory, but of course it can always change. You never know how players mix up their builds. Usually it would be Gar and Jirachi. Gar is a good Mun for exploding on shit like T-Tar, getting a little damage, exploding, and then trapping with Dug, and it does the same thing for Blissey. And Jirachi is obviously another Calm Minder. So, Calm Mind spam is what we're going to see from ABR. We're going to see a Snorlax come out, and ABR is going to hit with Ice Beam, only going to do 15. And keep in mind that Snorlax is really, really annoying for these builds to deal with. ABR is going to hard Gengar. Yep, Gengar was the play. Let's see, he goes for Body Slam. Okay, so I think I might have gone for a Shadow Ball if I had it, but I don't know if M-Dragon actually has Shadow Ball or not. So he's going to go to Dug, and ABR predicts the double back to T-Tar because he doesn't want Lax to get burnt. And Dug is not going to kill Tar, but it's going to weaken it enough where it's going to be unable to handle the Gengar, probably. And Celebi can now kill with Giga Drain. So Tar is weak enough where pretty much every Pokemon on the team is going to be able to kill it. We're going to see if Tar is leftovers or not here, and it is, but that's probably not going to be a problem for Gengar since T-Bolt is usually strong enough to kill it anyway. Get a little more chip on Snorlax, which is really important because Snorlax is really the big Mun here that is preventing ABR from really just going completely ham with the sweepers. We're going to see a Wisp from ABR, and out comes a Shadow Ball. Probably 4. Yep, on a fat Gar like that, it's going to only do that much damage. But any chip is good because now Gengar is in range for Zapdos. So we're going to see ABR switch out to Jirachi, and we're going to see another Shadow Ball from M-Dragon. It's a crit. that Jirachi might have... I think it definitely has some HP. Not a lot, but I think it definitely has some HP. We're going to see a Claydol come out, and there's a Calm Mind. ABR is probably going to be packing Ice Punch, so this Claydol is no way going to be able to beat it. Almost every Jirachi on these types of teams carries Ice Punch nowadays. There's the EQ. Does a... Whoa, that did a lot of damage. Okay, so I'm guessing that's Adamant Doll. And with 64... Yep, he's going to let the T-Tar go, and I guess M-Dragon is going to... Let's see what M-Dragon goes to. He's going to go to Zapdos. Alright, okay. Zapdos... yeah, let's see what he can do. T-Wave? Yep, there's a T-Wave. So, now that Jirachi's paralyzed, it's not as big of a danger. A paralyzed Jirachi is not going to be able to beat the rest of the team that easily. He's going to go back to Snorlax. Let's see if ABR went for the Psychic. Probably did. I mean, I don't know. I think Snorlax is a pretty obvious play there, so I would have went for the Psychic. And now we're going to see probably a Self-Destruct. Yep, but it's not going to kill the Jirachi, but it's going to leave it in the range where it can be picked off by pretty much any other member. So we're going to see Claydol coming out. I assume M-Dragon's going to fire off an EQ. ABR is just going to let the Jirachi die. He can go out to Coon here, or he can go to Celebi. Yeah, Celebi's probably the better play because it's ABR would probably be risking a Hydro Pump, and if Hydro Pump misses, and unless, yeah, Ice Beam wouldn't kill. If Hydro Pump misses, then Claydol will probably explode on Coon and probably kill it, and then it's going to come down to Gar and a weak Celebi, both weakened, and neither of them bat strong without a boost. Against Zapdos, which will probably fold to both of them, unless it's faster than Celebi. And a Lastmon, which is right now up in the air. Let's see, M-Dragon is running, and it's basically a variant of physical offense. It could be Magneton. It really could be, given that it's leftovers Metagross and not CB, which is used very commonly to weaken Skarmory. It could be Mag, but it also could be a fighting type. I've seen this build before. I think Megan used a very similar build in his classic run, so it could be something like Machamp or Heracross. Oh, and Salamence makes a lot of sense too, because Salamence provides a insurance against stuff like Heracross, which is really annoying for the rest of the team. So we're probably just going to see an HP fly here. I would imagine this is DD Ments to finish off the physical offense core, although it could be mixed Ments, but given from the damage there, we're going to see that it's probably an Adamant DD Ments that did a lot of damage to that Coon. And yep, he's going to sacrifice the Claydol, and now M-Dragon has to basically pray that his Ments can somehow pull off a sweep here, which I don't know how probable that is. I mean, he probably has to get at least one flinch, no matter what. So we're going to see a Zapdos come out here, obviously. ABR is... Let's see. He can't let Coon die. So yeah, he's going to go to Celebi. Can't let... I think, yeah, it's obviously the right play. Celebi's going to tank that with ease. And given M-Dragon's team, it's almost definitely HP Grass Zapdos. So ABR had very little fear there. B-Pass into, I assume, a Psychic. I would probably just straight Psychic there. Oh, there's the Calm Mind. I would assume that... I mean, the reason... Okay, you know, it makes sense. Okay. If ABR... Okay, let's say ABR Psychics on the Zapdos. And M-Dragon brings in the... Is it 34? So, okay, it depends, but I understand why I made it. So, ABR goes to Celebi here. And... because he went Celebi, ABR is thinking, okay, if I kill Zapdos, which is the Psychic, or something, or whatever, I assume ABR has Ice Punch on Gengar. I don't think this is a mono build with just T-Bolt, because usually those carry Hypnosis, and I think this is probably the place for a Bolt Beam Gar. So in ABR's mind, basically, if he Calm Minds up here, it doesn't matter if Zapdos kills him or not. If he B-passes the Ments, then yeah, okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. I wasn't thinking about Ice Punch. If he goes to Ments, then Ments is getting 2 KO'd anyway. So ABR, yep, Calm Minding here is the right play. I forgot that, yeah. I forgot that Psychic. I thought Psychic would have 2 KO'd Mence regardless, but I forgot how fat Mence's run nowadays. Yeah, he could have got the +2 then and killed. Okay, so yeah. So ABR is going to Psychic here for probably around 60, 70, yeah, that's good damage. And we're going to see a DD from M-Dragon. And now it's basically going to come down to whether he can somehow get a godly roll in that Coon and kill it with +1, which is, I don't think, possible. Or whether he can flinch it. If he flinches or crits with Rock Slide, he pretty much wins. So we're going to see if he gets the flinch. He gets the hit. No flinch. Okay. So if Gengar somehow lacks Ice Punch, this is either a tie or this could either be a tie or whatever, but ABR should 100% have an Ice Punch here. So we're going to probably see Gar come in and Ice Punch Zapdos to death, because an Explosion would be a tie. And Ice Punch is going to be the last move. Okay, so yeah. Good game, and that was game 1. So now we're going to go on to game 2 of ABR versus M-Dragon. I'm going to slow it down. So again, we have a T-Tar lead from ABR, and we have a Metagross lead from M-Dragon. So again, 2 common leads. Metagross is usually in the lead position, indicative of physical offense builds, because a CB Metagross lead, I mean, I remember, CB Metagross isn't as prolific as it once was, but it's still very common. A lot of people opt for leftovers-based Metagrosses with agility nowadays, but a lead CB Metagross, and, okay, there's the clock, hold on. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but there are, I'm recording this downstairs, and there are 4 clocks in, like, a 2-room radius, so whenever, it strikes the hour, I'm recording at 11 o'clock, the clock's just, it's just like a, cacophony of ding, ding, bong. So, I always have to pause videos whenever I do that. But anyway, M-Dragon vs. ABR, Game 2. We see a Metagross versus T-Tar. Metagross probably means physical offense, and T-Tar means, well, it can mean a lot of things. But we're going to see a Mag come out, which means that this is going to be very likely a TSS-based build. It could be a lot of different builds, but very likely ABR has spikes on his side. Or Celebi, or, something in that order. It's going to be Sand Spikes based. We're going to see a CB Metagross from M-Dragon. ABR just went hard Magneton, which is a pretty brave play. M-Dragon's going to retaliate by just immediately trapping the Magneton, although I think ABR was definitely the winner of that situation, because given that ABR is obviously now running a bulky team, I'm pretty sure M-Dragon would have appreciated having a CB Metagross just explode or mash the ever-living shit out of things. So we're going to see a Zapdos come from M-Dragon. ABR, let's see if he just hard switches. He goes to Jolt. M-Dragon probably went for a B-Pass or a status move there. And he goes out to his Snorlax. So, again, if you're looking at the builds and wondering what it could be, well, the first, idea I have in my head is, it's the last 2 for ABR are Metagross and Zapdos, the BKC triple electric, triple steel build with Tar. Of course, it doesn't have to be these 2. ABR could have a Gengar and a Swampert, a Gengar and a Metagross, something like that. It really depends. But he definitely needs another Rock Resist, 100%. Whether it's a physically defensive Metagross or a Swampert, it's up in the air. Or a Flygon. It could be a Flygon too, but I don't really like Flygon. And in the case of M-Dragon, well, this is interesting, but it's... I'm going to say that M-Dragon almost definitely has a T-Tar on the build. I mean, it looks to be another kind of physically offense-based team. The only exception is Dugtrio. And the last could be a Mence. It could be something else, but I'm almost, M-Dragon has a T-Tar, I'm almost positive. So let's see what happens here. He could go for a hard focus punch, but obviously ABR is going to respond to it with a B-Pass. No, he just doesn't even bother passing. He goes hard Skarm. And, I mean, I don't know if he could have avoided it at all, but we're going to see a focus punch anyway. M-Dragon's probably going to go for it again. Let's see if ABR has Drill Peck. On a team like this in Modern ADV, I think he almost definitely has Drill Peck. There's no way he doesn't for Heracross, Snorlax, and Claydol. I think that Drill Peck is necessary in this case. So, yep, there it is. There's a Drill Peck. Alright. So, M-Dragon can no longer Focus Punch the Skarm, and it looks very likely that ABR is going to get up 3 layers. I think if I were ABR, I would Spike here. And, oh, okay, so I was wrong. Let's see. Yep, okay, he spiked anyway. And there's the punch, but I mean, either way, this Snorlax is, after taking another Drill Peck, it's yeah, okay. So there's the Zapdos switch. ABR went for, oh, Protect. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So no Toxic. Every Skarmory is going to have Whirlwind. There's no way it doesn't have Whirlwind. So, Protect. That's very good play on ABR's behalf. He's probably going to Protect again. So, or go Hard Jolt. I mean, he could have, yeah, there's the Bolt anyway. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's see. ABR goes to the Wave. Yep. T-Wave. T-Wave. Alright. Now we're probably going to see M-Dragon go for either a hard switch or a pass. I think I would go for, yeah, there's the B-Pass, almost 100%. Oh, Para, okay, so M-Dragon went for the B-Pass, and ABR probably went for, it depends. He could have went for Bolt, or he could have just B-Pass, because I don't know if he wants Jolt to get, yeah, there's no way he wants Jolt to get trapped by Doug. So, B-Pass, going to Skarm there was a very smart play. There's Gengar. Okay, Gengar makes sense. It does, but I think, you know, no matter what, M-Dragon's last has got to be a T-Tar. He's lacking any real clear 100% win conditions here, and I think a T-Tar complements the team really, really well. So, there is the Protect. We're going to see a T-Tar switch. There's the Bolt. T-Tar is getting it. Oh, it's paralyzed. Alright, so that's actually really good for M-Dragon. We're going to see a Pursuit, and Gar's not going to go down, because, yep, especially defensive. We're going to see Doug Trio come in. Knowing M-Dragon, this might be an Adamant Doug, so this T-Tar could very well be killed here. We're going to see if it kills or not, and it does, and that is probably an Adamant Doug Trio. Probably. So, in comes Zap. Alright, so ABR's last has got to be a Rock Resist, and I'm going to bet it's probably just the standard physically defensive Metagross. And in comes Zapdos, which is going to probably get 2-hit KO'd by the T-Bolts. Okay, so maybe, maybe not. That could have been a high roll. M-Dragon could be running some HP or some special defense EVs. We see a switch out to Doug Trio. ABR is going to Bolt again. I don't think ABR wants Zapdos to take that much damage. But let's see. Okay, so, yeah. Alright, Rock Slide. Grass. Dead. Yeah, I mean, I guess Zapdos is kind of useless at this point. I mean, Gengar's almost dead. You can beat it with Jolt. Metagross will live it. Zapdos is parried. But this is not over by any means. So we're going to see probably an Ice Punch from M-Dragon. If M-Dragon goes for an explosion here and kills Jolt, he could be in a pretty okay position, depending on what his last is. Alright, so he's going to go for Lax. Okay. And we're going to get a Bolt. It's going to 2-hit KO, no Para. So Snorlax is going to be still faster. Snorlax will maybe nab a kill here. M-Dragon will probably just blow up. We're going to see, okay, a B-Slam. No Para. I don't know. I think unless you can really get in something here that... I don't know. I think I might have just went for the... Okay, let's think. If M-Dragon explodes there, I mean, he's getting a kill no matter what. I don't think ABR is risking his Metagross, because he's not going Metagross there. We know he's not. Because ABR probably very well knows that M-Dragon's last is a DD-Tar. So, if ABR goes Skarm there, he can pretty much prevent DD-Tar from winning, you know, no matter what. I mean, he gets, let's say he gets somehow wild Focus Punched, Lax still dies, Tar has basically no time to set up on Zap. So, I think if I were M-Dragon, I would have just exploded there. You would have at least gotten one kill out of it, and you could have reset it with Zap. You could have reset it with Gengar. And instead, he just goes to Zap, and he basically gives Jolteon back his health. Unless M-Dragon for some reason, lacks self-destruct. I don't know why he didn't go for it there. Thorlax is going to come for the sacrifice. I think Tar is probably going to come in here. Or Arrow, okay. Aerodactyl, okay. Well, the idea was that at the very least, M-Dragon had some sort of rock Pokemon. Some rock spam Pokemon. And ABR knew it. I would have expected T-Tar. It was, in fact, Aerodactyl. Although, to tell you guys the truth, I don't like M-Dragon's team at all. I actually think this is... Okay, a couple reasons why I really hate M-Dragon's team. But we're gonna let... I'll say it after, but we'll let it play out. Obviously, Skarmory is going to die. It's a Rock Slide. Ooh, miss. Okay, so... That's not good. I think this is... There's another miss. Let's see what... Oh, wow, it's non-Whirlwind Skarm. It is non-Whirlwind Skarm. Wow, that is actually really surprising. I guess it makes... You know, it makes sense, because on a team with 3 electric types, you don't always have to go to Skarm to scare out the Coon. Although I mean, it's very diverse, I'll say that. Protect, Drill Peck, Toxic, I mean, every Skarm almost always carries Toxic, pretty much. But either way, this is going to be a pretty much game, set, and match. There is basically no way that ABR can lose this game. And yep, there is the Metagross, the defensive Metagross, as we expected. This Metagross is going to pretty much just, you know, let the arrow kill itself. And Zapdos is going to come in, and that'll be it. So ABR wins 2-0 versus M-Dragon. However, I do have some thoughts to say about the game. And that is, while I liked ABR's team choice in both of his games, I really hated M-Dragon's team in the second game. And I'll tell you why. I think Aerodactyl is not a very great Pokemon in ADV. I don't think it's bad. I just think that it's probably hovering around the bottom of B+, maybe the top of B. Aerodactyl needs, in my opinion, both sand and spikes to really perform well. Without sand, because believe me, in ADV today, you cannot just be like, oh, well, they're going to have a T-Tar on their team anyway, so why even bother putting Tar on my team? You can't think like that, because you're going to inevitably run into many, many builds which lack T-Tar. And without sand, Aerodactyl really struggles to get certain 2-hit KOs and keep up, you know, a constant stream of damage, especially on bulky waters. Second of all, Aerodactyl without spikes. This one is more understandable, but at the same time, I absolutely hate using Aerodactyl without spikes. I feel like not only is Aerodactyl without spikes just missing out on doing just so much extra damage, I really am not fond of M-Dragon's team the second game. That said, ABR came in with 2 very trusted classic builds with a little spin, and beat M-Dragon pretty well. I don't know if M-Dragon was trying to specifically counter-team something, or not. I mean, either way, I approve of bringing Metagross, CB Gross versus ABR, but to be fair, I don't really get the rest of the build. I think that if he had a DD-Tar, maybe he could have pressured better. I mean, the 3 layers of spikes against M-Dragon's team just really put him in the hurt. A build like Skarmag plus, you know, Swampert really, really punishes the shit out of M-Dragon. So, yeah, this is going to be a pretty set match game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the commentary. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next game, whatever that may be. So, peace out, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.